What it's like to live in McKinney, Texas, pros and cons you must know.
McKinney, Texas looks picture perfect on the surface, charming downtown, great school district, and small town feel just outside of Dallas. But what's it really like to live here? Today we're going to break down the pros and cons of McKinney, Texas. So before you pack up or sign a lease, you'll know exactly what you're getting yourself into if you move to McKinney, Texas.
Before we get started, I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
And we are the Haven Home Team. We are your North Texas real estate professionals. And today we're going to talk about McKinney, Texas, all the things you need to know.
McKinney, Texas is known for its mature trees and green scenery. It's one of those places that you really just can't find this greenery anywhere else in the area.
No, most of our area is pretty flat, so I'm not going to say that McKinney is mountainous. You're not going hiking, but it does have a little more topography and it's more mature trees. There just tends to be more of that type of natural landscape. So McKinney really is a beautiful area. The neighborhoods feel very warm and inviting. Mm-hmm. It is definitely one of my favorite parts of North Texas.
Yeah, and the trees, obviously McKinney is much older than a lot of the surrounding areas, so they've been able to grow those trees much longer and keep some of those trees that have been growing for years and years.
Yeah, so you're not going to find as many new developments in McKinney. What you're going to find is mostly very well-established neighborhoods, but they do hold their value really well because of the beauty of McKinney. McKinney's pretty well known for having great outdoor recreational areas and parks. There's over 80 miles of hike and bike trails.
Yes, and there's over 3,000 acres of parks and open land for picnics, hanging out, and just kind of running around.
Running around. But it is it's a space where you will find a lot of families out on their bikes, kind of making it a weekend event.
Yeah, a lot of families, McKinney is one of those places that if you do want to go on a biking trail or a hiking trail, a walking trail, McKinney has lots of options for that, so it does give you some options to get outdoors. McKinney also offers historic downtown and great community vibes, which is really cool because not a lot of other surrounding towns are able to offer what McKinney can. They have lots of coffee shops, stores, restaurants, grocery stores, so many things, and their downtown is really awesome. It is a historic downtown, so it is regulated by the city and the state, and it's really kept up beautifully. The old courthouse is actually in the center of historic downtown, so it's very beautiful if you get to walk around down there. They have lots of events, lots of walkable like wine events, chocolate events, just fun things for you and the girls, you and the family, big groups of friends, stuff like that.
Yeah, the small boutiques and the locally owned restaurants, breweries, wineries, the whole thing. It's completely walkable. And there's a cool little trolley system down there that you can just jump on the little bus. It'll take you to another part of downtown, but it is truly walkable. You can spend an entire day down there and not make it into every shop that you wanted to stop in.
Oh yeah, there's hundreds of stores down there. And it makes it really fun because you can go down there a few times and not see and experience the exact same thing.
Yeah, so we definitely recommend, even if you're just visiting, make sure that downtown McKinney is one of your number one stops. Now let's talk about the housing market, affordability versus new construction.
Yeah, McKinney, Texas is actually one of the more affordable areas, especially now and for pre-existing homes. It's not something you're going to find a lot of brand new homes, but there's a lot of options to renovate and kind of make it your own.
Absolutely. And the price point, the median price in McKinney is almost $400,000 lower than Prosper.
Yes, that is insane. And you can actually get into McKinney, but Prosper ISD and get on the lower end of that affordability rate.
Absolutely. So it is a really great option. If you're moving to this area because you want a brand new home in a big master plan community with, the lagoon like we have in one of these local neighborhoods in Prosper, then McKinney's not for you. But if you are looking to get into a beautifully established neighborhood where the home may already be updated or you can go in and truly make it your own, then McKinney is really just a ton of options.
Well, and there are still some new build communities out there. Painted Tree is kind of in their second stage, I believe, if you're actually looking into a new build community in McKinney, but they're not going to have a lot of those master plan communities like Prosper and Salina will. And they're also not developing new schools at the rate that Prosper and Salina are. So you're less likely to find new neighborhoods with schools within the community.
Yeah, but if that's what you're looking for, is that new build, big communities, you can get into Salina, Anna, Melissa, some of the other surrounding towns are great options. So even though that might be a con for you if you're looking at McKinney, we definitely have other affordable options for you in nearby cities.
McKinney does experience some commute and transportation challenges, and they're just a little bit different than Prosper because McKinney is set right off of Highway 75, which as a pro is a free highway. So this is not something you're having to pay tolls to the state, but it will cost you a little bit more time on your commute.
Absolutely. There is definitely commute traffic on 75. As mentioned, no tolls. You can get way up north of Oklahoma and way south of Dallas, all on the same stretch of highway. So if you buy a home where you are quickly off and on 75, that does make your commute a little bit easier. But we don't really have public transit, so that's not an option in North Texas for most people. So that would be kind of the downside if you're moving from a part of the country where public transit has become your norm. You're definitely gonna need a car, you're gonna be commuting, you're not gonna be walkable to grocery stores, and you're gonna find that same downside to pretty much all of our North Texas towns.
The only places that you're really gonna get that walkability is Plano and Dallas. Sometimes a little bit in Frisco, depending on where you are, but you're not going to be in the urban living of downtown Dallas pretty much anywhere else other than downtown Dallas.
So definitely get ready for a little traffic, maybe commute at odd hours if you can. And the shopping in McKinney is not what we would say is like, it's not the shopping mecca.
It's not luxury shopping compared to Plano, Frisco, and Prosper, but there's so many options. There's so many grocery stores. There's a Trader Joe's actually, which we don't have in Prosper or Salina, so that's usually where I have to go for Trader Joe's. There's a new Whole Foods being built. I believe it's technically on the McKinney side, so that's why I'm mentioning it, but it's going to be right outside of Prosper, so they're bringing in some cool stuff and some nicer commercial things.
There's lots of great restaurants and shopping and other things to do, and you have quick access, like 20 minutes or less, to any of the big box or even high-end stores or shopping or malls. Stonebriar Mall in Frisco as an example. So there is a lot of options just outside of McKinney that are not difficult to get to, but you're definitely going to have some commute and transportation challenges just with all of the congestion of this area.
If you liked this video and want to know more about surrounding areas like Anna, Van Alstyne, maybe some of the other towns that we don't talk about a lot, please let us know down in the comments below. You can go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get our notifications every Friday when we post.
And if you have a question, feel free to leave that comment below. If you're not even sure what city you want to live in, you just know that you want to move to North Texas, we're a great resource for that. You tell us what you need, what your commute times are, what you're looking for, and we can help you narrow down the perfect city for you. So guys, drop us that note below, like, subscribe, leave your comments, and we hope to see you guys here again next week.
Bye guys.
Bye.